I get asked a lot, what I do with my hair products and all the rest of it. And by a lot, I mean that no one has ever asked me that question. Maybe one person has. Anyway, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because, it turns out there are a couple products that a lot of guys don't know about that I think they should. And also, if you happen to have thin hair, this might be useful. So, kind of weird. I feel weird making this video because I don't really do style advice or really much of anything to do with this, but here we go. Okay, so let me put the camera down. All right, so there's really, hold on, there we go. That's better. Okay, so there's really two products that I use, all right? And if you've never heard of these before, well, you should. So basically, it's a little styling clay. This is the one I'm using at the moment. And then it's a product that most people don't use. Most guys have probably never even heard of, but girls will know what's up. It is texture powder. All right, now there's a bunch of different kinds. I literally just picked this up a couple days ago at Target. It's the first time I've tried this brand because I've just used all kinds of different texture powder. But it's just a styling texture powder. All right, this is the key right here. Especially if you don't want your hair to look like you have a ton of product in it. So, this is what I do. Get my hair, now if you're getting out of the shower, I try to get my hair fairly dry. A little bit damp, not a problem, but fairly dry. Now what I do with the clay is, basically, I don't want to use a ton of it, but just enough to kind of keep the frizzy parts down and, just kind of work it through, but not a ton for this specific look. Now, depending on what you're going for, you can use more, use less. But for me, the clay is just sort of a base for what we're doing here. Once I have some clay worked in, that's when I go with the powder. Now, here's the thing. Depending on how thick your hair is, how long your hair is, what exactly you want your hair to do, determine how much of this you use. I use more than most people probably do because my hair is really heavy. So if I want it to do much, I have to use a decent amount. So what I do is I literally just put it straight into my hair. I've seen some people where they put it on their hand and then work it into their hair. You can do that too. I'm just telling you what I do. Not that I'm a professional. So, yeah, basically, I just work it into my hair. Because here's what this is gonna do. This texture powder gives your hair, it makes it so it does not look wet, but it allows you to move it around, to style it throughout the day. Like your hair is not gonna end up looking or feeling all nasty and crunchy like you get with some hair gel, but it will allow you to move it around, and that's going to allow you to get different styles and different looks pretty easily. This is really like I said, this is kind of the key for me. This is texture powder because it makes a huge difference. So that's really all that I do, and then I wash my hands because that clay is, well, it's clay, and I don't really want that on my hands all day. But that's pretty much it. You do that, and then your hair is basically ready to go. So it's really not a long process. It's really not complicated. But like I said, if you are somebody who has thinning hair, or just sort of thin hair, period, this, when you use gel, your hair tends to clump, and it looks even thinner than it actually is. But using a little bit of the clay and then using that styling powder, honestly, you can even try just with just the styling powder. You don't even necessarily have to use the clay, but it'll actually make it look fuller, thicker than if you use some of the gel or stuff like that. So there you go. Super random, but a little styling tip for the dudes out there looking for some hair advice, and I guess the girls out there who might also be looking for this style. Either way, there you go. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think.